Sibiu Canine Center was created in 1950 when various difficulties appeared within that particular sector of activity as a result of disbanding the dog training section within Oradea Gendarme School. The new unit was registered under the name of Sibiu Militia School for Officers and Sergeants, being integrated within the Ministry of Interior. Financial problems and the lack of logistics, and especially the sanitary and veterinary issues, resulted into a high canine mortality, generating a sinuous evolution of the center, whose activity was totally interrupted between 1956 and 1957. Nevertheless, the love and care for this animal motivated a group of brave center workers to continue voluntarily to fight against disease in order to recreate the reproduction group and to reoperate the unit. Therefore, the unit revived as a distinct structure within the Militia School for Officers and Sergeants from Sibiu. In 1960, the unit was subordinated to the General Inspectorate of Militia, its official name being the Center for Breeding and Training Dogs, Sibiu. Initially, its activity was coordinated by the Judiciary Directorate and afterwards by the Directorate of Guarding Order and Rural Militia. From the point of view of canine production, the evolution of the number of course attendants and of the training specialties, as well as the constant improvement of the workers' professional level, of the equipment, the implementation of the concept of the center as being an education unit, influenced the transformation of the unit. In 2004, the school was named the Canine Center, and a year later it received the honorific name of Dr. Aurel Greblea in the memory of the commander who put his fingerprint on the development of the school, being a person with a very strong personality and an excellent professional. The center is located in Dumbrava Woods at Sibiu city limits, and the geographical characteristics of the area offer suitable conditions of training. Therefore, the training can be adapted to the police operation specificity carried out in regions of plains, hills, mountain, and even delta. Sibiu Canine Center, the only dog training specialized unit in our country, has a complex object of activity. The school breeds and trains dogs for all structures of the Ministry of Administration and Interior, and for other agencies as well. It offers training in the canine field for dog handlers and carries out scientific research studies by means of its own programs. The itinerary of a police dog starts at the maternity home, where annually about 400 dogs are born. When the dogs reach the age of 2 months, they are selected for various duty lines, depending on the qualities and the features they have. Right after they are over 3 months old, the canine youth is distributed to the dog handlers from the Ministry of Administration and Interior territorial units, this operation being carried out as a 2-week initial training session. This first training session offers the future dog handlers the basic notions regarding the manner of canine caring, feeding, and pre-training. The specialized dog training has its roots in this stage of pre-training, when the specific instincts of the dogs are stimulated with the purpose of specializing them in a certain field of activity. Once the training session is complete, the canine technical couples go back to their territorial units, where they continue the training until the dogs get 12 to 16 months old. When the dogs are mature, their handlers bring them back to Sibiu Canine Center, where they attend specialty training courses that last between 12 to 20 weeks, depending on the field of activity the dogs were selected for. Finally, they must pass a graduation exam and go back to their units in order to put into practice the knowledge and the abilities they have learned. Over 400 dog handlers are trained at the center annually, being specialized in patrolling, intervention, tracks, explosive detection, tobacco identification, anti-drug, locating human buried cadavers, locating persons being trapped under ruins, mountain watch and rescue, scent examination, etc. The largest number of dogs are trained for patrolling, intervention, tracks and explosive detection, the other specialties being performed only at the request of the Ministry of Administration and Interior. The patrolling dog and the intervention dog. The patrolling and intervention dogs are destined to the activities of maintaining and re-establishing public order. A patrolling dog can be useful when it comes to flagrant crime or when public order is disturbed, as well as for combing a field or a building, or when the handler is attacked. Certain dog breeds are preferred for these activities due to their skills, such as the German Shepherd, the Rottweiler, and the Belgian Malinois Shepherd. The explosive, stupefacient substances and tobacco detection dogs are useful for identifying and locating these substances when checking vehicles, parcels, containers, suspect luggage, buildings, rooms and fields. The explosive detection field is a line of work that requests a higher attention. The dog must have very good skills and the trainers and handlers should be very good professionals as the crime phenomenon becomes more varied. The following dog breeds are used for these lines of work: the German Shepherd, the Labrador, and the Belgian Malinois Shepherd. Investigating scent tracks. Investigating scent tracks is a process consisting in several stages, based both on the trained dog experience as well as the handlers. The assistance of a police dog is essential for investigating the scent tracks identified by the forensics experts at the crime scene. Once the crime scene is established and the trace is protected, the prompt intervention of the scent specialist can improve the chance of identifying the perpetrators. The forensics technician has a scent kit that is used to lift and keep the scent in a special jar, hermetically closed and properly labeled. In order to lift the scent, when there is no object to use as such, the technician uses a sterile piece of cloth on the originating surface that is afterwards covered with a tin foil. In order to obtain a proper impregnation, the operation takes about 30 minutes. Once the forensics technician has lifted the evidence, the scent tracking dog starts its work. It can locate objects that are lost or abandoned by the perpetrator outside the crime scene. The dog breeds used for this line of work are the German Shepherd, the Bloodhound and the Belgian Malinois Shepherd. Once the objects are identified, they become evidence and they are lifted by the forensics technician as the specific procedures require. The forensics specialist from the lab uses the scent lifted from the crime scene in order to carry out the analysis. In order to do that, several scent samples are collected from various persons who have no connection with the crime. The new scent evidence and the ones lifted from the crime scene are put on the 7 positions of the lab alignment. They are compared by using the scent-trained dog in order to identify the criminal. 6 such searching operations are performed by using 2 different dogs. These specially trained police dogs are very important in preventing crime and identifying perpetrators, being reliable partners in the law enforcement agency's fight against crime.